did. Okay, here. We'll have
I don't want to reverse it, don't
yeah,
I?
go right here. No, film me. Film where we're going.
Oh.
Film where we're going. Okay, so and I'm almost out of gas. So this is the first time we're streaming live on my YouTube channel, and we're going to do it for a straight 30 minutes. And I'm going to text some people and call some people and make sure that they get this on their Facebook and get some attention from Michael Lazarin. This is an important anti-Slapp case. An anti-Slapp is the law that California has that allows you to slap lawsuits that people are bringing against you to chill speech. So Steve, if I get anything wrong in this, you're gonna clarify. You're gonna keep me in my lane because sometimes I misspeak. And the scary thing about going live is that we don't get to edit if we say something wrong. So as a publisher, I have to be worried about two things. I have to be worried about to reveal any of my sources. I'm going to be very careful to state that this is all my opinion and based on my training and experience. We're driving around the family courthouse where Steve was just attending a family court hearing for a woman that we have known and been watching court hearings for since, when did you start watching her hearings?
Probably around the same time as yours, I think.
So back in 2016, we started officially court watching and monitoring through investigative reporters the family court cases in Santa Clara County, and particularly starting with Judge Grilly. And the case that you made a media request in this morning, that case was a former Judge Grilly case. And I had met all these people because we had been in Judge Grilly's court together. And I had watched some horrific things. I watched Judge Grilly break the law nearly every single day that I was in her courtroom. And she knew she could get away with it because she had immunity. When she clearly was becoming incompetent, she also had immunity, and we began to notice court reporters, court clerks, and even other judicial officers and attorneys starting to cover up her mistakes. And this had huge ramifications on everybody's lives.
Because she was getting very
She was old. She had been doing this for 20 years. But in addition to getting old and clearly senile from the bench, she was also, it appeared, that she was incompetent, and people were starting to cover up to do her job. She was appreciating the attorneys that would write the orders for her. We would notice envelopes being slipped to court clerks and court reporters that just felt unsettling. And we noticed she was going to association meetings to do talks for the Bar Association. And it just didn't feel right. If you were self-represented in her court, or you had an attorney that she didn't happen to like, you probably weren't going to get anything favorable. And so while everybody would come to me and say that they were having their rights violated, this happened daily to me. It still happens daily, where people are trying to say, why am I losing my children? Why did I lose my house? Why did I... whatever it was. And Judge Grilly's courtroom was really one of the worst. And it was in 2016 when two reporters were asked to stay and film the holiday bar luncheon that we saw Judge Grilly getting an award from those very same attorneys that were helping to cover things up for her. So today we are going to the Court of Appeal in a case that wasn't before Judge Grilly, but another one that you and I started to monitor back in 2016. Okay, why don't you film where we're going, not me. And so we're driving to the Court of Appeal. And the first time I went to the Court of Appeal, I thought it would be in a courthouse. It would be something so official. And in Santa Clara County, the courthouse is actually in a business building. It is located right here on Santa Clara Street, 333. And I'm going to show you how you go about getting in and parking for this courthouse. And the man who we're going to see today is somebody that we met at a press conference. His name is Michael Lazarin. And he has an anti-Slapp hearing up before oral argument. There will be 3 judges there. We won't be able to bring the cameras in because they don't allow cameras and they take everything at the security center. But we're going to film this all the way up until the point where we lose our cameras. And we're going to show you what it takes to get to the Court of Appeal. Because whenever anything happens in court that feels unfair, the answer from the court is always, well, you can always appeal. And that's not true. If you have a temporary custody order, you can't appeal a temporary custody order. And so we find these judges avoiding making their decisions and doing their job by, instead of making permanent court orders about custody that could be appealed, they enter temporary orders. And I have been to the Court of Appeal where they have admitted, the staff has admitted to me that they know that the court here in Santa Clara County is totally broken, that they don't do their job, they don't file appeals timely, they kick things out for fees that they shouldn't, they have issued rulings. Steve, you've been following some of the rulings related to the Campbell-Rafa case where they wouldn't even let her appeal an order on the vexatious litigant. I'm gonna answer that. I'm not gonna tell who it is. Hi, we are at the Court of Appeal. I'm on Facebook, on YouTube Live right now. I can't talk, but you guys can go to my YouTube channel and watch it stream live, and then I'll call you later, okay? Because I want to talk to you about how everything went for you. But right now, no one can hear you, but they can hear me, and I'm on the my YouTube channel live. Did you hear that? Okay, so a lot of people call me during the day. They call me on Signal. They call me in different, they communicate with me different ways. Usually when you're filming on YouTube live, that will interrupt your calls. So today we've made an accommodation that we think will keep the flow going on our YouTube so that if people call me, it won't interfere with the flow of our filming. But I'm not going to turn off my phone until I get to the Court of Appeal because I don't want to interfere with this. So we're getting out of the car now. It's a little bit tricky to unload. The filming might not be so good, but we're not going to stop filming. Do you have anything to put in the trunk?
No.
Don't film my trunk. That's embarrassing. I'm not bringing anything to write on. You have a tablet, right?
Yeah.
You coming? Okay, film where we're going. That's the important part. We want people to see what it looks like to go to the court. This is where you park in the underground. You come in through this way. Parking's a little pricey here. You can look out on the street for a metered lot. And you come into this office building. I didn't recognize you. I could just hear your voice. Hi, Daddy. We're filming live on YouTube right now. Just so you know. I think it's too late. I think people already know. Okay, so this is where you go. This is the directory. Is Michael here yet? You look very nice, by the way. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go up and we're going to film. Well, is he coming soon?
Yeah, he'll be in about.
Okay. Hi. I don't have my glasses on. Don't film us.
Hi, Mama Bear. Missed you.
So this is one of the problems is sometimes I have sources who people already know that they're my source or my associate, and who's that?
He just went up the stairs.
Who was it? Oh, come over here and film the elevator. Michael's attorney just went up in the elevator. We're gonna go up, so have Michael come up when he comes in, okay? Was it Dennis Luca or who was it?
No,
Carlton Briggs?
yeah.
Morning. Susan Bassey's channel, and we're filming.
Going up.
Good luck. Thank you. Have a nice day. Sorry, I just want to let you know that we're doing a live stream right now on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
We're showing everybody what it means to go to the court.
Okay.
Can you see when people?
Okay.
So Steve's filming this. This is his first time filming a live YouTube feed. So when you're asking your questions, he'll try to tell me, and if I can answer it for you, I'll answer it. So this is how we go into the Court of Appeal down the hallway here. There will be some attorneys lined up, and I'm not gonna really talk except as just a bystander. There are no rules about not filming in this area, but there will be rules that will take our cameras as we get a little closer. Is somebody asking anything, you just tell me and I'll
Okay.
answer. Good morning. Are you Mr. Briggs?
No, I'm not.
You're not, okay. Are you here for one of the cases on oral argument?
Maybe,
You don't know?
perhaps.
I just wanted you to know that we're live streaming because we have a case that's of public importance on an anti-Slapp case today.
Don't put me on your camera.
Well, we're in public and you're on the camera right now, so I'm just letting you know, it's a live stream. Are you an attorney? I can go through these judges. So this is Allison Danner. I believe she was one of the last ones appointed to the 6th District Court of Appeal. I know that she is the daughter-in-law of a Santa Clara trial judge, and I have a story about that I'll tell you about that later. This is Justice Grover, and when you're in the Court of Appeal, you refer to the judges as justices, not judges, because when they're elevated to the Court of Appeal, they're called justices. And this is Justice Grover. This is Justice Mahara. This is Justice Manukian, and her husband is a criminal judge, Judge Manukian, in the trial court in Santa Clara County. And this is Justice Aaliyah. And he also is a former judge from the family court in Santa Clara County. And this is Justice Primo. I believe Justice Primo was also a family court judge in Santa Clara County. And this is Justice Mary Greenwood. And Mary Greenwood was definitely a family court judge, and she did civil trials in Santa Clara County, and she was elevated to the 6th District Court of Appeal shortly after I saw her at a Santa Clara Bar Association meeting where she was present with Judge Towery, an attorney by the name of Lynn Yates Carter, and an attorney by the name of Tracy Joel Casas, and they were talking about the Falcone and Fike case. And the Falcone and Fike case is a 6th District Court of Appeal case. It is a case involving a woman named Kathy Fike who divorced a...
Saying mic volume might be turned down. I have trouble hearing you.
We'll turn it up. Can you
Where
turn
is
it
it?
up? Hold on, we'll turn it up. Volume.
Okay, anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so Mary Greenwood, I don't know, can you hear me? Is the volume okay on
The
that?
other one said sound is fine. Now the garbage people saying sound is fine.
Okay, so Mary Greenwood was a judge in the family court in Santa Clara County, and the 6th District where we're standing right now is the Court of Appeal. And when they publish a decision, that decision becomes law. And one of the most famous or infamous cases is a case known as Falcone and Fike. And that is a case I have been investigating for the last 5 years. Because in that case allowed for lawyers to ask for attorney's fees at any time in a family law case. And the law says that parties have to have equal representation or parity in a family law case. And in Falcone and Fike, They said that Ms. Fike had the right to ask for attorney's fees, but that she didn't ask correctly. And so she also was prosecuted at the same time that her appeal was working its way up, and she was prosecuted based on the rules and orders of a private judge. And that private judge's name was Ed Mills. And I reviewed the case file in that case, and Ed Mills was never properly appointed. So Kathy Fike was sanctioned $1 million, declared vexatious, and criminally prosecuted for taking $1 out of her account. And in reviewing the case file, even though it's a published decision that continues to get people declared vexatious and determine how attorney's fees are issued, it was never a case that was properly done. It was before Judge Patricia Lucas for several years when she became a judge in the Santa Clara County Trial Court. And when Judge Lucas became a judge, there was a motion for Kathy Fike's attorney to withdraw. And Judge Lucas said that Kathy Fike wouldn't be prejudiced by representing herself in court. And so Kathy Fike had to represent herself, and then Judge Lucas appointed a private judge by the name of Ed Mills. And she did that in violation of several laws. She violated Kathy Fike's right to representation, which is a family code law that demands parity. She violated Kathy Fike's right to not have a private judge when she didn't have an attorney. That's California Rule of Court 2.818. And she violated a number of other rules. And so Kathy Fike was prosecuted
Give it to her at the clerk's office.
and fined for over a year, she was fined over $1 million. She was prosecuted for 2 years. And Mary Greenwood was actually the public defender for Kathy Fike in that case. So Mary Greenwood was defending Kathy Fike in a criminal case when the underlying order was void because it was issued by a judge who never had jurisdiction to make that order. And Mary Greenwood is now the Chief Justice of the 6th District Court of Appeal. And the Falcone and Fike case is a published case that continues to get people declared vexatious in this county. And we're gonna talk about that more, but the Falcone and Fike case is very important. So now I'm gonna take you into the clerk's office and show you what it's like to go into there. So when you come into the Court of Appeal and you have to represent yourself to help you, and this is that you need. But when you don't have an attorney, you have to figure this out all by yourself. And that's what Ms. Fike had to do when she was representing herself here in the 6th District Court of Appeal. There's also case files that are published, and every day there are criminal rulings and everything else. They're published by the judges. And when the judges put on there that it is not to be published, it means it doesn't become law. It means that this decision can't be cited and that an attorney can get in trouble if they cite this. But this means that this is not law. When you see it say certification for publication, that means this case became law. So it's very important when you're an attorney to get your case published. And that's what we were doing last week when we were up at the 1st District Court of Appeal in the Hayward case. That is a very important case that was published related to private judging. And that was where I was when I was attacked by the appellate attorney Garrett Daly. And Garrett Daly does appear in this Court of Appeal many, many times, and this is where we are going to talk about some of his cases. So we're going to go back in the hallway. Are you Mr. Briggs?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Susan Bassey.
Hi.
And I am with the media, and this is Stephen James. He's an investigative reporter. And we're following your anti-Slapp case today.
How are you?
So we're live streaming on YouTube right now. So you can say hi. This is Michael Lazarin's attorney, Carlton Briggs.
How do you do?
And I have followed all the help you've given Michael Lazarin in getting to this big day. Important, and we fully support that, and that's why we're here today.
It is, and basically that's why we're here. That's why Mr. Lazarin didn't want to give up.
And we read your brief, and we're aware of your arguments, and we were actually at the press conference when he had Audrey's image up, and we recorded it. We have it on YouTube, and I'm going to be doing a story about that as this case unravels. So if you don't win, I'm hoping you'll take it all the way to the California Supreme Court because it's important.
I'll be up to Mr. Lazarin, but let's hope we resolve it today.
Okay, thank you very much and good luck. Hello.
Good, Elliot.
We just put cars and bricks. Is he here yet? That's Lisa Pott. Hi, you're Lisa Pott? Sheila? I'm Susan Bassey. We're live streaming on my YouTube channel to cover this story. It's an important First Amendment case, and we've been covering your story since 2016. We've looked at your subpoenas of Kathy Cohen and Sue B. And I just wanted you to know you're live on YouTube right now. We'll be covering this issue. It's a matter of huge public importance. You've made a lot of money on Audrey Potts's image and likeness, started foundations, and it's a matter of public interest.
Yourself on all the office? You can keep your coats on, as long as there's nothing inside the pockets, you should be okay. Just walking through later.
This is Larry Pott. Mr. Pott, I'm Susan Bassey. We're live streaming on YouTube. This case is a matter of public importance today. This is Larry Pott.
Keep these outside guys. Go
He's
ahead.
from Los Gatos, California. Lisa? Streaming on YouTube right now. We're covering this case today. This is a matter of huge public importance. It is an anti-Slapp case involving First Amendment issues, and it's being live streamed on my YouTube channel, Susan Bassey. If you'd like to watch that, there are a number of people watching right now, and it'll be posted live with follow-up later on. Lisa Pott lives in Los Gatos, California, and a lot of you have reached out to me with information. I'm aware that Lisa Pott was involved in subpoenaing two people that are my sources, Kathy Cohen and Sue B, and they believe that Michael Lazarin was Sue B and Kathy Cohen, and so that has been an issue in this case. Our sources are actually embroiled. This is Michael Lazarin. Hi. And we just interviewed your attorney. Good to see you. And that's Scott Largent. He has a restraining order, so he needs to move away from me. And
My dad.
hello, very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you.
Mike Ken.
Hi, Ken. We just interviewed your attorney. We tried to get Lisa and Mary on camera. They didn't want to be interviewed, and they said that we were harassing them. But they're on camera. We're live streaming on YouTube right now. Okay?
Bless you.
Good luck today. Hi, nice to meet you, Ken. Thank you for coming to support Michael. Very important First Amendment issues today. Go film in there. Don't film me. Go film
They're
me.
saying I'm covering up the mic.
From here, and that's all.
He told me.
Take it off, please. I'll get you real quick. Just a second.
Watch on the ground there. You gotta take away your stuff now. What's my stuff? Your watch, or you have range or anything? You're going to the metal detector.
I haven't seen anything about watches, but all your electronic devices, they're gonna take a tag for and they're gonna take from you. It should be okay, but we might want to.
Could you do here, turn the phone all the way off, please? I think your two cell phones, please.
This is.
So as soon as you're anything else inside?
No, I do. Yes. Yes.
So I'll just take the phone as soon as.
Okay. No, yeah, you can walk through after.
It's the anti-Slapp case. The Auden Pott case, where Auden Pott committed suicide and they're trying to prevent her biological father from using her name, likeness, and image. Can you get your head around that one?
Well, it sounds like it's multiple issues of interest.
Yes, it is.
I'm here to waste my time with a pro.
You're here to waste your time with
Waste
a
my
pro
time with a pro who never accepts the decisions.
We just went over the Falcone and Fike case. Do you like that one?
Oh, I'm familiar with Falcon and Fight.
Are you familiar with the fact that Kathy Fike had a private judge appointed in her case in violation of California Rules of Court 2.818?
Not off the top of my head.
Are you familiar with the fact that Kathy Fike was criminally prosecuted for taking $1 out of her account?
Not that I'm familiar with.
Are you familiar with the work in the Elkins case? About ProPERS?
Familiar with the commission's work.
Do you know Garrett Daly's work?
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, my dad's in mine.
You can actually take those.
But that's, okay.
You can go ahead. We're waiting.
Yeah, we'll take this. Where I keep, you know what I'm saying. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Get in the line. Yeah, gotta get in line. Oh.
Michael Lazarin.
Are you arguing today, sir?
Are you here for the Lazarin case?
No. Are you using this for your argument today?
I might, depending on the court's questions.
Yeah, just keep it closed until you're actually at counsel's table, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
I try not to, I print out something, but sometimes to ask a question, then I've got to.
I'm gonna
Do
go
you
in
have
now.
inside your pockets? You wanna watch
I'm gonna go in now, so we need to turn off.
I thought if you got time, you could explain the policy on
Okay.
electronic devices.
Okay.
I thought you could ask
Yeah, that's a good idea.
why they don't allow recording in the courtroom and all
Do
that type of
do you,
thing.
do you mind if I ask you some questions about the recording in the courtroom? They
Yeah,
don't allow it.
They won't allow unless you have to give a day before, permission,
A media
for
request?
the, request, the judge, okay, you're allowed to do it. But let me, just to be sure.
I thought they recorded it in there.
They do record it, and you
Okay.
get a copy, but let me ask one of the CH Calvins, they might not, but I can, so you gotta do, ask the.
Yeah, and I'd just like to know about the taking of the
Yeah.
phones and everything else.
Any more? Miss, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I just had a question about the electronic devices policy
Yeah.
and about recording in this area. So there's no recording inside
No,
the,
sort of inside the courtroom.
but they record it, so we
Yes.
can get a copy of that afterwards.
Yes, so it's
They record
actually
audio, right?
online. Mark, they record audio for court of appeals, right?
Yeah, only audio.
Oh, yeah, so they only record.
Oh, they don't
audio for
record
court of
any
appeals.
visual?
Yeah, they record audio and visual for Supreme Court, for court of appeals, it's just the audio.
Okay,
That is
but we
is
could do a
available.
media request in advance. I thought that we couldn't do that because they recorded it, but we could
Okay.
do a media request in the,
So it varies by court to court. I believe it has to be done in advance though, right? But-
Yeah, so it has to be done in advance. Yeah, you have to ask permission from the court, and they either grant or not.
would it be possible to ask just to see if we could film today since it's a matter of?
It's not gonna happen.
Someone,
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not gonna happen.
How
You
often?
can ask the clerk's office now.
How often is it granted?
You know it's gonna be denied.
do you know how often it's granted to film in the courthouse?
I don't know, because I don't.
Okay, well, can we go over to the clerk's office and ask? Right, we'll go ask.
Oh, let me,
Okay, Sure.
Okay, sure, no
Sure.
problem.
Mary Greenwood, would she be the judge that would decide if it could be granted?
You know what, the gentleman who's manager will let you know right away too.
Okay,
All right,
thank
sure,
you,
no problem.
appreciate it. What did I just do with my phone? There it is. I didn't realize, I thought they had just video recorded it, which is why we didn't do a media request, or we would have done a media request.
Yeah, no, it's just audio.
Well, if we can get a media request and get, it's an important First Amendment issue, we'll get in there and
Mhm.
get cameras
Yeah,
in
good
there.
idea.
Hi there. I think he's asking, but we're trying to find out if it would be possible to just kind of do a last minute media request. There's a First Amendment case, today being heard in chambers, and I didn't know what the procedure was with a presiding judge. We're on our YouTube channel live.
Can't do that.
According to what?
I don't think you're allowed to do that without permission.
We just, you need permission in the courtroom. We just talked to all the deputies and your security.
Okay, you're taken care of.
Yeah, he'll take care of it, yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's coming out right now.
okay,
We'll talk
great.
to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, they usually ask, there's been a couple times they've done it, and they usually ask for.
Advance
An
notice.
advance notice, and you got, some paper, and then they give it to the judge, and the judge okays it.
Yes,
You- you're
they
okay.
do that in the trial courts. I just
Yeah.
thought it was filmed here. They told me before it was filmed, so I didn't think of asking for a media
Yeah,
request.
yeah, they do have like the officer said, they have the audio thing, you could request that, they'll give it to you,
Okay.
no problem.
Thank you,
All
I
right,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
You're
What's
very
your-
helpful. My
yeah.
name is Susan Bassi.
Do you have that, your business card?
I don't have a
Is
card
that-
on me. I can tell you the name of my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I
It'll be on
seen you,
YouTube.
I heard about you.
You heard
Yeah,
about
yeah,
me,
yeah,
huh?
yeah, I heard. Well, in that YouTube thing, I heard about you, you're involved very, very politically, with cases like the courts and all that.
We're
yeah.
covering the family
Oh,
courts,
yeah.
yes. And
Okay.
so I have a YouTube channel now.
Okay.
And right now, we're broadcasting live. I haven't ever done that.
Oh,
Because then you
okay.
can't edit out your
Oh,
mistakes.
They're
gee,
saying,
oh,
tell them the world is watching, the
The
commenters.
world is watching. What is your name?
Do I have, do I have a makeup here? No.
I didn't do my makeup. What is your name, sir? What is your name?
Armando.
Armando?
Yes.
Armando,
Yeah.
thank you.
Nice-
You've been
nice to
very
meet you.
kind
Yes,
today.
Go help you out, okay?
Okay, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Any other comments or questions?
Armando has a very nice suit.
Armando was very nice, and Armando said that he had heard of us and our YouTube channel, so that means that we're making a difference. And this is a First Amendment issue being argued in the Court of Appeal, and let's see if they're gonna let us have our cameras in there
You've
today.
just received a proposal for marriage
Really?
from Chronic.
I'm now officially divorced, so what's the proposal? Give me the offer. Now it's transactional. First time you marry for love, and the second time you marry for transactional reasons.
They liked Armando, thought he was pleasant.
He was very nice. Of all the security that I have dealt with in any of the courts, he was probably one of the nicest.
Oh, you got a volunteer bridesmaid too.
Great. Who's my volunteer? Is it Flower Girl?
I don't know how to scroll by. They're coming in so fast. Oh, you got a second marriage proposal.
All offers have to be in writing.
Oh, our question, are you waiting for a media request?
Yes, we're waiting to find out if we can do a media request and actually go into the Court of Appeal when they're arguing an anti-Slapp First Amendment case.
Normally, your media requests are supposed to go in ahead of time, but
Yeah, and I do that.
she's trying to get one here the same day, which is, we'll see what happens. It's-
And this is my fault because I do this regularly, and you just did it this morning in a case in the trial court. We regularly ask for media requests. They're usually denied. You've seen a few of them on my YouTube channel where they haven't been denied, and I give you a glimpse inside the courthouse and the courtroom.
What
But
city are you in?
I'm in San Jose,
The
California.
heart of Silicon Valley.
Heart of Silicon Valley, and we're trying to get some transparency in the heart of Silicon Valley on a First Amendment anti-Slapp case. And I think it would be important for everybody to see the issues that are being argued today. They're very important. The Potts have brought a
Here
case.
comes, oh, never mind.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hi. We are trying to, it's my mistake. I did not realize that you could do media requests in the 6th District Court of Appeal.
Right.
And so there's a First Amendment issue being argued this morning, and I'm wondering if I can get permission from the court to be able to live stream and videotape this issue, because we have a channel with almost 10,000 subscribers, and they are interested in First Amendment issues, and we'd like to be able to broadcast that to the public.
Yeah, unfortunately, ma'am, we need the advance notice requirement.
Okay, is there a judge that could take it as a in limine, last minute, public interest request?
We normally would require that, is that correct? In order for us to grant that.
Can I fill out the form and see if a judge is available to look at it before they hear oral argument?
Usually you can write a letter, stating with what company you're
I just don't have time to write the letter because they're starting the oral argument right now.
we can relay your message, but our judge actually presiding,
So could you just, if there's any way to ask for permission, then we won't check our camera, and otherwise we'll go in. We don't want to miss the hearing, but if you can, relay a message and just say this is a matter of public importance. We are live streaming it. That doesn't normally happen. Media isn't normally interested in this. This is a matter of public interest, and so if they'll let us live stream it, we'd like the opportunity to do that. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate it.
What did they say? We couldn't really hear them very good.
I had to write a letter. I had to do it in advance, and I said that obviously I didn't have time. That was my mistake. I didn't realize that I could do that in the 6th District, and so he's going to ask to see if they will let us live stream the case this morning on the Anti-Slapp, which is a First Amendment case.
I want to, they think it is 3 West Wisdom 60 camera here.
Oh, okay. 9:30. So what you wanna do is go through this door, make a left, at the end of the hallway is the courtroom. You just check in with them and you have to go through security and all that.
All right, thank you.
The law. This is in case they forget. I didn't realize this, but the age discrimination law was put into effect in 1967, and it's employees 40 years or older from discrimination based on hiring, promoting, discharge, pay.
Yes, ma'am, our presiding justice is in the courtroom ready
Okay.
to preside.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate your effort, though. We'll do it better next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What'd he say?
He
We couldn't
said
hear.
the presiding justice is already in the court, and so therefore they can't ask to get permission. So we're gonna turn off our camera now, and we're gonna go in. We tried. We gave it the A1 effort, but
Yeah, they usually have
I will
time.
do it next time. I didn't realize that. I thought they recorded
Oh, yeah,
it.
they're pretty good about it.
I mean, they are running the cameras in there, right?
Yeah,
Oh, is that just a security camera?
Yeah.
Ma'am,
Good morning and please
I'm closing this though, so nothing falls out, okay? Just a second.
Sure, sure.
Okay, we're going in. Peace out.
By the way, a lot of people said that they liked